Jordan MacIntosh.
Welcome, Jordan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Not too bad. Thanks for
Going
joining
well.
us. You got to be excited about the big win yesterday over the defending champions, the Denver Outlaws, out in Brockport yesterday. 2 goals, 2 assists for you. You got to be excited to be back.
Yeah, very excited. It was obviously a great win for us coming off of last year's championship game. It was nice to kind of get back at those guys and get a W.
And of course, your first game back, unbelievable. 4 goals, including the overtime winner against Florida a week before yesterday. Were you just excited to, I know it was a tough season for the Swarm. Were you just excited to start a new year with the Rattlers?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, it's a tough season in indoor, but our chemistry is something that we talk about a lot on the Rattlers, and I was just really excited to get back and see everybody. And that game was just kind of a product of how good our team is. I was kind of drawing the best matchup and was able to take advantage. So, but yeah, definitely really excited to be back. It's a great group of guys. I'm really, really fortunate to be on this team.
So now, Jordan, you're one of the. There's not a whole lot of guys left anymore that play NLL and MLL, which I think is a shame. I wish there were more guys that played both. I think it helps to promote the brand in the United States. But do you have a preference, indoor, outdoor?
No, not really. I'm from Canada, so I grew up playing indoor my whole life. I really didn't play much field lacrosse until I went into college. But no, now that I'm playing both in the NLL and the MLL, I really don't have a preference. Really enjoy both. Obviously, very different leagues, but I would say they're about equal right now.
And it always it's funny whenever the Swarm come to the Blue Cross Arena. There's always at least one section full of Swarm fans, and I always wonder, are they all for you?
No. There's one other guy on our team that went to RIT, Alex Krepinczak.
Okay.
We bring out all the RIT fans, all of our parents and our families and stuff. So we try and get as many Swarm fans as possible to try and offset some of those Nighthawks fans.
I know people that don't play for the Nighthawks say it's a tough place to play.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's got to be cool for you. You went to RIT for 2 seasons. You're from Oakville, Ontario, which is not too far away. To be able to play for the Rattlers, I mean, it's pretty close to home.
Yeah. Obviously, I have a lot of ties to Rochester. Actually, my girlfriend is from the area as well, so a lot of ties there. I spend a lot of time there, and I really, really enjoy playing for the Rattlers. It's great to come back and play in front of a lot of the people that watch me play in college, and a lot of my family. Like you said, it's only about 2 hours for my family to get down, so they're able to see most of the home games at Brockport, and yeah, it's just exciting to be able to play somewhere you're really familiar with.
Now, have you been following RIT lacrosse this year? Because I hear they're having a pretty good year, right? They're in the playoffs.
They're doing
Yeah,
well.
of course. Yeah, I'm a diehard fan, so I watch all the games. They're 20-0 right now. They play
Oh my God,
Portland.
I didn't know they were that good. Wow.
Yeah, they play Cortland State on Wednesday in the NCAA quarterfinals. So,
Wow.
So it's a big game.
Very cool. Go Tigers.
Yeah.
I'm a big RIT hockey.
Tigers.
I'm a big RIT hocky guy. I was following them the
there you go.
whole year. Yeah, but I didn't even realize that their lacrosse program was that good. That's amazing.
Yeah, we got a new coach about 6 years ago at RIT. It's Coach Jake Kuhn, and he's really turned things around and put us in a position to win a national championship over the last couple of years. So hopefully this is the year that they do it.
Someday it'd be cool to see RIT go D1 in lacrosse, like they
that'd
do
be
hockey.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, I think that the school has enough size. It's it's definitely big enough. It's just a matter of I think getting everything else in order, both on the women's side and the men's side. So it's I'm sure it's down the road it will happen. Just not sure how far away it is.
So Jordan, I played a little bit of lacrosse, but I'm not like a huge. I don't understand the technicalities of the game. Why do you take face-offs indoors but not outdoors?
So in outdoor, it's a little bit more of a specialized position.
Okay.
Meaning that most MLL teams will just dress one guy, and his sole job is to take the face off and pretty much get off. So Indoor, you have a smaller roster. You only have 16 guys,
Mm-hmm.
so you kind of need a guy that takes face-off and is still able to play a regular shift on either defense or offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I take him in indoor, not outdoor. Outdoor, we have a designated guy who, well, actually this year we'll have two, so
Right.
they'll take over the face-off duties together, and then indoor it's just kind of something I've done kind of my whole life. I'm not quite as good as some of the guys on the outdoor teams, but that's kind of one of my jobs in indoor.
And actually, yesterday it was two new guys. They're playing, well, not new, but playing their first game of the season. John Ortolani, who had been injured, and Kevin Poppleton coming over in a trade last week for Miles Thompson. And I think that you guys were just over 50%, which was a huge improvement to like some of the games against the Lizards. It was like 20%, which is tough to, when you don't have the ball, you can't score.
Yeah, it's in field lacrosse especially. I mean, people always say make it, take it. Sometimes that's really difficult to dig out of a situation like that when you're not winning face-offs. But those two guys, I can see being really successful together. They both have kind of different styles, so you can throw in different looks at other teams. Single face-off guy, and they're both very successful. Last year, they were both over 50% on their respective teams. So I'm really excited that we got both those guys now. I'm sure everyone on the team would echo that.
So, I feel like this is actually a good opportunity for me to learn how face-off works in lacrosse. And I'm sure my partner John probably knows, but I don't. And I think you'd be good to explain. So I know the two guys line up. You have to, have one knee on the ground or both knees?
You don't have to. Some guys choose to, some guys don't. It's some more preference, yeah.
And then you have to have a certain distance between your the stick head and the ball, correct?
Correct, yeah. Yeah, there's little lines out there on the field. You have to be behind those lines when you go down with your stick.
Okay, and then the referee says what, set, and then
he says down. So you gotta go down at the same time. Then he'll say set, and then after that he'll blow the whistle and it's go time. So every ref has a different cadence. So it's kind of a mental battle as well. You got to kind of figure out if the ref is blowing the whistle quickly or not quickly. So it's all about timing and knowing kind of the tendency of the referee.
It reminds me of hockey a little bit. When I play center sometimes in hockey, and you got to kind of just get the feel for the referee or the linesman. When is that puck coming out of his hand?
Yeah, exactly. You kind of want to find his tendency out early in the game and kind of almost not jump, but be right on that whistle right when that puck drops in lacrosse as well.
And then what can't you do? Because there's a lot of violations that you see, especially in field lacrosse.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. You can't pin the other guy down. You can't obviously go early. There's a lot of stuff you can't touch the ball with your hands. You can't touch the other player's stick with your hands. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of technicalities. Seems like every year they're adding a new rule. So it's hard to keep up sometimes. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of rules at the face-off.
And then as soon as the whistle blows, everyone else can run in and help too, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's something that in Rochester we have a kind of the two-headed monster with Joel White and John Lacascio coming in on the wings. They're amazing ground ball guys. So we're really lucky we have those two guys because they're crazy at the loose balls in there.
Now, do they still have one less long stick in the MLL than in college?
No.
Oh, it's the same.
Used to be that way, but they changed that rule a couple years ago.
Okay. What was the original intention? Was it supposed to create more scoring?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Create more scoring, and the scoring was even higher than it is now. So they decided that 25 games was for the league, so they knocked it down a little bit.
Yeah, the way the MLL game is right now, I think it's pretty much perfect. I mean, you get a game like yesterday, 15-12. It's a lot of goals, and there were a lot of really exciting goals as well. So I think it's great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what makes it all fun. I think there's a lot of goals. It's back and forth. The shot clock really adds a new dimension to the game that I think makes it more enjoyable for the fans.
And if I think that it seems like in indoor scoring is down. Am I right? There were a lot of like 8-6 games this year, 7-6, 9-7. It seemed like a little more than in years past.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, indoor it's definitely a little bit more difficult to score. Obviously, you have a lot more possession, but the way defenses and goalies are today, it's getting more and more difficult every year to score. So I'm not sure what they can do to change that, but yeah, just gotta be better shooters, I guess.
I mean, they could always, of course, they always talk about this in hockey every like 5 years, and I'm sure they talk about in lacrosse sometimes is making the goal bigger. I mean,
making the goal bigger,
So
yeah, making the
goal doesn't need
goalies
to be
equipment
bigger.
smaller. Those things have all been kind of discussed. I'm not sure how far away we would be from doing any of that stuff, but yeah, it would have to be. I guess it would have to be a real dip in the numbers in order for them
sure.
to make that change.
Yeah, well, I mean, the indoor game is incredibly exciting now, anyways, even with a little bit less scoring. So all right, Sunday, you guys are going to Boston for your first time this year. Going to Foxborough Gillette Stadium, 80,000 empty seats, and some fans there. But what are you looking for against the Cannons?
Yeah, it's a big game for us. Boston is always a really, really, really good franchise. They always have great premier players. So I think it's just kind of keeping things rolling. We got our full team pretty much back now with Cockerton coming back last weekend, and then the rest of our NL guys like Michael and Manley and Joel White and myself back. So there's really no more excuses to drop any games. I think going into this weekend, it's just, like I said, building on the 2-game winning streak and trying to keep it going.
Very cool. Well,
Awesome.
should be exciting. I think it'll be on ESPN3, probably on TV too. Seems like I think every game you guys have had have been on TV this year, so it's really cool to see the exposure. Jordan, thank you so much. This was very cool.
No problem. Thanks a lot,
All right.
guys.
Yep. Bye. That was Jordan MacIntosh of the Rattlers.